What's up, guys? It's me, Playmaker, again, back to review another anime. This time it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Around this time, I believe the first season just ended a month ago, so I'm just catching up now, several months after it started. But anyways, thought it would be a nice anime to review since it's hopefully going to be around for the next several years or so, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Come on, Mappa. I trust you to deliver. And manga is still ongoing, so hopefully everything goes well, especially with what's going on right now. But anyways, let's just get right into the anime review. For it is called for the first episode, it's called Ryomen Sukuna. We will learn why it's called that later. Or I'll you guys, but let's just hop in anyway. So to start off, we see someone who we learn is the protagonist, Itadori Yuji. He's locked with someone named Satoru Gojo, who teaches first years at Jujutsu Tech, which I'm hoping we'll get more info on later, or that like you guys will know. I had to like double check it. I did double check the first episode. Who knows how many times, just to be sure I don't miss anything. And he also brings up someone named Fushigoro, which we will also see later. Oh, actually, okay, before I continue, I just want to say, like, the opening for Jujutsu Kaisen, man, that's actually probably gonna be one of my favorites for the next long while. Like, it just the beats just hit so hard. The animation, the visuals. I could maybe do like a separate video for it, but just it's just really good. I wouldn't mind this being like the opening for the whole season, but I know it's too core, so probably won't happen. Okay, anyways, back to the back to the actual episode. We then see Itadori call his grandfather in hospital for, I'm assuming because he's old. I don't know if there's anything else. We then see the grandpa get mad about him going to a club. I'm not too sure why. Not too sure if that'll be covered. But anyways, we then see a guy who we eventually learn is Fushigoro, who has a not brown, black spiky hair. Uh, I've seen people online call him imagine Sasuke, but not as edgy. So, and I know Sasuke sort of, so I guess I can see it. Anyways, we see him like checking out a location. It says at a high school to check on something called a cursed object, and he finds out it's missing somehow, and he calls someone on the phone after it's missing. Anyways, we cut to Itadori with the Occult Phenomenon Research Club. They were seems like they're doing something serious, and then we learn it's this is actually what happened. They use a Ouija board to see what can defeat their class president, and the one that can barely beat it is a curry one, which is the bar. Just you can search that up yourself. It's like I think it's a jellyfish or something. I'm not too sure. I'll probably like mention it somewhere what it is. But anyways, we then see that there's some club troubles going on. Like they got a notice because they're not really a club per se, in that they're not really doing any activities, which the club members actually have covered. There's two characters actually with Itadori. I forgot their names already, but there's two characters, I assume friends, who he knows for some time. Yeah, anyways, they did do an activity checking out the rugby field after some players got sick, but then it got debunked by the president saying that was hard ticks. And along with another thing, we learned that Itadori, for some reason, was not registered with the club, which we learned was actually because of the track and field coach, which I don't think you can do in real life, otherwise there will be who knows how many problems. So, 1 second. Uh, Yeah, so the codes actually had to like rewrote Itadori's club form, and then there was a deal, like a deal or competition, however you want to put it, where if Itadori beats the codes, he gets to decide his terms. It ends up being shot put with Itadori beating the teacher by 5 meters. Itadori got 23, the teacher got about 18, 19, about. So it was a shot put contest. We learned that Itadori has a nickname called Tiger of West Middle. I'm assuming because of his, well, obviously the athletic ability. After all is said and done, we then learn why Itadori wanted to join the club. It's because he likes the atmosphere and he wants to decide everything on his own terms. After that, after a quick, talk, we then see Itadori wanting to go visit his grandpa, and he ran really fast, which is like apparently world record. I don't know if that's just for comedic purposes or if he's actually that fast, but actually we did learn something interesting. We see Fushiguro actually before the software contest, like walk around the high school, which was actually where Itadori went, and we learned there was actually something up with the rugby field that and probably the tick still had something to do, but we see that there's a what I assume is a lizard demon. If you know Hearthstone, it kind of looks like a murloc, like a lanky snake murloc thing. I don't know how to put it. It's basically a monster. Um, we also learned it's a special grade, which I'm hoping we get more covered on later. But 1 second, sorry. Long day. Anyways, we go see Itadori visit his grandpa at a hospital. Uh, we then see the grandpa wanted to tell Itadori something about his parents, which just gonna bring it up in advance. We never really learned anything about the parents. I'm hoping this comes up later on. It seems like Itadori actually should mention this. When Itadori called his grandpa, he seemed to be the only person in his house. I'm assuming the parents are at work or there's something going on. Hopefully we don't have to wait till like next year or next season whenever that happens. Sorry about going off track, but I just thought to get that out of the way. After some like back and forth, just tongue in cheek stuff, we then see the grandpa telling Itadori like as if he was on his final breath. Sorry, excuse me. That he wants Itadori as he is a strong kid. He wants to see him help others and save who he can, even if it's not too many, and even if he loses his way and he doesn't get like appreciated for it or thanked. And actually, he also mentions one more thing, which probably kind of hit a bit off just because of the concept of death. He says, you should be surrounded by people when you die, which is like, I feel like in a way it's just saying like, this is how many people cared about you, make sure you're not forgotten, which I feel like, no, I feel like what everyone should be striving for, just, strive to be remembered, but that's probably for another talk. I have to bring up something that I personally found, I don't know if I can say funny, but just more surprised, if anything. The grandpa then suddenly dies after. I thought he would have at least lived, like, longer than the first episode. Nope, he just dies the first episode. Didn't see that coming. So, anyway, after some papers are filled, Itadori is like, he's still kind of in mourning, and, we then see him run into Fushiguro, where we do get a bit of a rundown about like curses, cursed energy, and like how it manifests from humans' emotions of negativity in schools. Because I mean, obviously, if you've been to like high school, you can tell like how like things get. So there we then learned that each school has a talisman to protect people from curses just because of the excess of negative energy over there. Trying to remember if it was anything mentioned. We did know it's a special grade object. However, we learned that while Itadori had the box, he did not have the actual object. Just good up Itadori. Anyways, the other club members stay at school late at night to remove the talisman to see like what it could do, which we learn is a finger of some sort. They say it's a human finger. I don't think human fingers would have claws like that, but not my place. Up next, after we see what I assume is a demon, we see Fushiguro and Itadori went to the school to make sure nothing bad happens. Unfortunately, they're a bit too late. And then we got to actually see some, I would say, like, probably our first taste of action, hopefully. First of many cool action scenes in the anime. I've been told like it's like the animation's really good. But we'll see. Anyways, yeah, I just know there's quite a bit for first episode. Hopefully I don't have to like mention as much. If you know, you know. But anyway, Fusagor summons some Shikigami, which I assume is like his special power. And this comes in the form of a black and white demon dog. No, no, not a black demon dog and a white demon dog. There was two. Eventually, we do see Itadori coming to help Fusagor after his club mates were in trouble. However, and then we get some more info where Itadori can see curses, which isn't a common trait to have. I mean, but I assume protagonist stuff, you know. But then learning up something, it's like he picked up from his grandpa. He wants people to have proper deaths, especially if it's people he knows, which, I mean, it's fair. He did have also a flashback to his grandpa about that. Anyways, we learn more info about the cursed object, which we learn is uh, Ryomen Sukuna's finger. I just know there were some memes about it. Hopefully it makes more sense later on. Anyways, before Itadori hands off the cursed object to Fushiguro, there was another attack, and after some fighting, Itadori tries to fight against it, and we then learn that curses can only exercise other curses. Hopefully, there's more like info about how that's how the fighting works over there. And for in order for Itadori to take out the curse, he then eats the finger, like just so he can stop it. And then Fusaguro, we do see some monologue with Fusaguro saying like if he eats the finger, he dies. However, there is from his words a 1 in a million chance the cursed object is reborn. But however, it's the worst case scenario, and surprisingly or unsurprisingly, depending on how you want to look at it, uh, the cursed object or whatever the spirit of the cursed object is reincarnates, and it possesses Itadori for a bit. But the curse is gone at least, so just one problem at a time, I guess. However, after the thing celebrates about coming back, we see Itadori like being able to like get a handle on it, and after some confusion, we see Fushiguro wanting to wanting to like possibly fight Itadori, and that's pretty much the first episode. But yeah, definitely a lot of stuff, like not bad for first episode. I always say like the first season of every anime should just, focus like on as much world building just so we can get to the obviously better stuff later on. Well, I won't say better, but like the more like action, the plot, because I mean I know world building isn't exactly the most exciting aspect of any anime or TV show for that matter. But I mean, it's like if you don't do it now, you're just going to trip yourself up later on. That's just I feel like a really basic thing that needs to happen. But this is probably for another conversation. But I think people just need to give more things a chance. Like you can't always have action, action, action. Anyways, that was a pretty cool first episode. We got some. We're probably hopefully we seem to be actually in the preview. Sorry, there was just a lot going on, at least for me. So in the next episode, we see someone fighting with Itadori. Think that was Gojo. I'd have to check the preview, but yeah, that's really the only notable thing. Oh wait, thinking. No, that's it. That's all I can think of. If there was more, I'd probably just put it like somewhere below. Anyways, that's it for the first episode. Hopefully, first of many episode reviews for this anime. I would like to have something consistent to review. But anyways, definitely recommend to watch it so far. I personally enjoyed it. Hopefully, you guys do too. Anyways, that's all I have to say. It's currently nighttime for me, but hopefully, hope you guys enjoyed watching, and hope you guys have an amazing day. See ya.